Hey, you guys, it is Ben once again coming to you from my car. It is Thursday. Uh, kind of weird, weird mix of emotions right now. Because I wanted to slightly address this business going on, how everybody seems to be talking, well, not everybody, but a lot of people seem to be talking about Comicsgate being dead. Like it's like, oh, it was this big thing and now it's dead and blah blah blah. And it's like, what was Comicsgate in the first place, guys? It was just a hashtag. It was a bunch of people who noticed a lot of bias and complete and utter BS and indoctrination going on. And a bunch of people just said, look, this is not how a free, well, number one, this isn't how a free society should, a free society should never encourage this shit. Another thing is that it limits creativity on the deepest levels. It limits everything. Like, nobody can be completely honest. You have to dance around. You can't use certain buzzwords. You can't use this. You can't use that. Now, yeah, there's language out there that just shouldn't be used simply because it's, there's no constructive application to it. If somebody writing a comic book gets all pissy and starts writing a bunch of racial slurs and shit, yeah, like that's disgusting, but all the concepts going on right now, it's about it's about this giant push going on in America in terms of, well, both politics and society as a whole, just the way society functions. Everything's being redefined by color coding, and nobody gives a shit about what it, whatever they're talking about actually is, or what the message actually is about. So it's one of those things where I feel like people have the right to express themselves, to get their message across. I do agree, like when you're working for a big company like Marvel or DC, yeah, like they do have the right to go in and say, look, don't say this, don't say that. Like, come on, this is our company, we're trying to appeal to a broad spectrum of people, and we're not looking to create any enemies. The big, that is a form of censorship that I think is important. But you've got this issue now where I think, to quote, I'm gonna use a quote that I loved from Captain America Civil War, because the big subtext of this entire movie was it reflected a lot of the political debate going on in America. You had one side that wanted more controls put in place and more of a sense of international connection, and the other side didn't quite trust the motives there. And the quote from Captain America that I loved in that movie, when he was talking about it, he's like, yeah, like, you want to give us rules and conditions. Yeah, I'm paraphrasing, obviously. You want to give us rules and conditions for how to conduct ourselves. But here's the thing, the people giving these rules are people with agendas, and agendas change. And it's true. Right now, the big push in DC and Marvel is that we want everybody to feel welcome, but as a result, we're gonna say fuck you to about, I want to say a good 60-70% of the audience. And I think I'm being a little generous to the other side with that number. But, you know, it's just so, it's this totalitarianism and trying to masquerade as, well, okay, maybe I'm being a little unfair there. I do agree that I think a lot of these people, it's that, you know, their personal sensibilities just get rocked, and as a result, they're like, well, no, this shouldn't be out there, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, it's like that's the same thing going on. Best example I can think of, a book that I despise, you know, I despise its existence, I despise the tone, I despise the condescension of it, but if I'm, you know, I have to be completely fair in my thing, and it's that it's not my right to talk about this book and try to get it pulled. You know, that's not right. You know, I'm telling a bunch of other people who disagree with me, your opinion's not valid, your opinion doesn't deserve to be heard, and you need to shut up. And it's like, no, that's not the right way to go about any of this. Telling people to shut up and telling people to go away doesn't actually make them shut up, and it doesn't actually make them go away. It makes it actually it further entrenches them into a belief set that could get further and further extreme. And I see examples of this within Comicsgate, and I love Comicsgate, but like I see people clinging to really out there convoluted conspiracy theories, like all like, you know, like this is all directed against me, and it's like, no. I guarantee you, the people currently working in the mainstream are too far up their own butts to really care about your viewpoint. But guys, Comicsgate is a hashtag. It's not a club. It's not a religion. It's not a faction. It's not any, as much as anti-CG, or people who I would identify as anti-CG, as much as they want to paint this as it's this closed secret society where they do nothing but sit around and talk about how much they hate minorities and blah, 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 blah. You know, like, as much as people want to paint it that way, it's not. I am Comicsgate. I've been following this stuff for about a year now, and I have supported Comicsgate projects. But here's the thing, I don't hate anybody. I'm not trying to keep anybody from buying my book. Hell, even if you hate my guts, but you like the idea of the book, I want you to buy the book. Period. If you think I'm a fucking idiot sitting here with my camera, you know, but you like Outlaw Nights, by all means, please, you know. You can talk some shit about me, fine. But, you know, people need to learn that, you know, sometimes you gotta go through really uncomfortable BS in order to get closer to the truth. Maybe that was too vague. I don't know. I have trouble with some of these videos just because it's like I think a lot about what I'm gonna say, and then when the camera comes on, it's like it goes blank, and I have to kind of reach back there. But so anyway, I just felt like talking about this a little bit, just because I've been watching some of that stuff online, and then I recently saw this big debate between, well, not really a debate, more like trying to hash out some kind of peace between Doug TenNapel and Ethan Van Sciver, and the whole thing just felt so silly. The whole thing, like, just listening to this, like, I stopped the video a few times just to kind of laugh a little bit, just because I was like, my God, like, this is so fucking dumb. Like, this is nothing but he said, she said, he said, she said, you're damaging this, you're damaging that. And I think my favorite theme that I overheard quite a few times was, well, the future seems uncertain. Well, the future seems uncertain. Guess what, guys? Future's always uncertain. We can think we have this great idea about what's going to happen next, but if there's one thing that my alcoholism taught me, it's the fact that life is not going, that you can't predict what's going to happen next. You can get pretty close, you can surmise, but relying on assumptions and surmising is how you miss the bigger picture, and how you miss any chance of getting closer to objective truth. So anyway, that was a little last bit of rambling for today. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this. If you like anything I had to say, if you dislike anything I had to say, feel free to comment, feel free to engage me. I want to, you know, my perspective is limited. I need to hear other people's perspectives to get a better sense of things. That's how we learn. That's how we grow as human beings. Can't believe we have to explain this in 2019, but here we are. Outlaw Nights is going to be on Indiegogo on September 24th. Be sure to be on the lookout for it. The link to our emailer page is going to be in the description below. Thank you so much, guys. I'm going to be back with another video tomorrow. I'm going to be trying to think about more specifics. I'm going to be trying to think about more specific things to delve into. And I'm going to try to have a little bit more fun. Thank you so much, guys. Bye.